Hi, how you guys doing here? JP from Demigod Collective with the vlog of the day, the thoughts on my mind, and everything that's going around. But first, you guys are excited. Tonight, new Demigod Collective video world premiere. Check it on the site. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let's go. So now we get into the real meat of the story, right? Is Trap dead? Now, it's an interesting subject, interesting topic. It's 2018. Not talking about Gucci Mane, 2006 Jeezy stuff. That's, come on, we already know where that sits. What we're really gonna focus on is if it's all dead today. With what the music is coming out today, the things are meaning out today. Is it dead today? All right, so let's get to it. My first introduction of what I feel was heavy trap stuff was definitely when I heard Chief Keef, like Love, Sosa, and all that good stuff, right? That shit did it for me, man. I remember hearing that going on the way to work and hearing that 808, and, before I knew who Young Chop was and all that, and that bumped. Let me tell you, man, that really changed my life. And I thought it was a new genre, past the bling era of rap and all that stuff. So, did a lot for me. Second, with that came all these new artists who just came up in the platform, right? You got, Future, Young Thug. We have some that we forgot, but anyways, right? We're now at 2018. And we're getting a lot of regurgitated things, a lot of stuff that is of conscious mind, right? And the thing I have with this is very simple. What are we gonna do when this is not fun anymore, right? When this music, all right? When this trap stuff that we talk about, when it's not popping anymore, what are we gonna do? I don't have a solution, but I do know that this is right about the time where something dies, right around at the end of a decade, the end of a trend, these things just stop existing to start doing well, right? It happened with disco back then. It happened with pop, new era, boy bands, new metal. There's shifts in the meta, right? There's a shift constantly to do something else. So it's kind of over. It's 2018. We're not going to be hearing the same stuff as 2020. I'm already feeling fatigued. I'm already feeling tired. I don't want to hear this stuff anymore. I don't. So when we're on this subject, it's really annoying because, quite frankly, it's the music I really like. Future's DS2, great album, did a lot for the music. Chief Keef, Finally Rich. There's a lot of albums in this collection that really do a lot. But now you have that sound moving into pop. Taylor Swift kind of did the same thing of Trouble. I knew you were trouble when you want. Let's not get that sued. So there's a lot of that going on in this industry. So what's the next step? What's going to really happen next, right? I don't know. Warped Tour is now rolling loud. The emo bands of back yesteryear and all Juice WRLD and all these other rappers who like to cry and cry and cry and cry. But I get it because I grew up on that music too. I love My Chemical Romance. I love, Taking Back Sunday, Panic at the Disco. It's what I grew up on, right? So when it comes to this subject matter now, where are we going to go? Is this dead? Is this a genre we really want to listen to anymore? And quite frankly, I'm getting fatigued. Of all the projects that dropped this year, your Kanye, your, Kids See Ghosts. My favorite project of the year is Die Lit. Best one, hands down. Hands down is the best project. Why? It is so simple and to the core that I cannot just bump my head to it, man. I love that shit. But what does that necessarily mean for us? For music makers, right? For people who are creating in this medium. I really do feel that it's just not gonna be long anymore. Now I'm old enough and I've seen the changes in the generations and stuff shift where I see this is just not gonna happen. There's no way this music lasts that long. There's no way that we're going to live in a world where this trap skittering hi-hat stuff is gonna last forever. It's impossible. And is it anyone's fault? And no, right? Let's take it back, right? 19 in the 70s, right? 70s. The genre of the day was disco. And now look, there was that one night where everyone decided to just come up to the terms of disco sucks, right? You rent out an entire arena, entire stadium, burning disco records and throwing it away. While that may have not been the necessary end of that era, it definitely is the catalyst of what changed it. Now, today's age where you have a rapper get signed and clout on social media based off just memes or stuff like that, like Lil Pump. Most people saw Lil Pump with that face of, him on shooting an AK in his fucking mouth and then like crashing a Ferrari. That became interesting. Before Gucci Gang became a number one, successful hit, he created that persona for himself. So now you have all these kids who are trying to be a persona, who are trying to be that Instagram famous thing that they really, really crave. For what? All right, for what? To get clout? Listen, man, you can't change those clout tokens for anything. It is what it is, right? Clout tokens don't change. You don't make money. These people are getting 360 deals, flaunting ice. I don't know what's what anymore. I don't really know if 6ix9ine really goes to people's houses and gives them $100 bills. I'm not sure. I'm not going to knock it. I don't know if it's right. I've never seen anything like this before, right? So you're raising kids in this age where they've never seen this stuff. They're not familiar with the landscape of today, but number one thing they think is they need to pop off their social media first and not work on the music game. Quite the contraire, my friend. Quite the contraire. The music needs to be up to snuff, all right? The music's not up to snuff. What are you going to do? Right now, there's artists, I was on the radio. I was hearing the radio. I thought Juice WRLD was Post Malone. I'm washed. Sorry. That's not a good sign for either of those artists. Because if you can't tell them, and that monotonous of sound, it's getting old already, And I wasn't with the naysayers, man. I was there headlining and wanting all that audio. But just today, Kanye announced a new album, and he's going to debut the same as Lil Wayne's Carter 5. Dude, I don't have the time to listen to all these projects anymore. It's overwhelming. We're feeding people 5-song EPs because no one has an attention span. At least I can get you for 15 minutes. Nevertheless, get you for anything longer. It's fucking crazy. I want to listen to both, but I just don't have the time. And even projects I heard at the beginning of the year, now where are they? Is anyone still listening to the new J. Cole? Is anyone still listening to the A$AP Ferg? Is anyone listening to the A$AP Rocky stuff? Kids See Ghosts? The Nas album? Tiana Taylor? Nah, that's just washing the pan, man. Is music created out of social consciousness and not necessarily out there to be out there for the long run? That's a fucking upsetting deal. And an artist like us, where we're kind of just doing what we all want, and every year the meta changes and how music is distributed and provided and stuff. I would have not even been able to tell 10-year-old ago me what we do now. It's impossible. It's not any way that it used to be. So, given all that said, we really, really, really need to figure out what's really what we want. I think social media stuff is destroying this construct. It's destroying the need to care about the art more. I see guys with tight beats and they just all over it and just call it music. Man, you're really disrespecting the ones that came before you. A good song takes time. It doesn't matter what the technology is. It's just a lot of the stream of consciousness is how we're feeling as a society. It's how we're feeling as people. And that's not something that necessarily we're all up to right now. That's not something necessarily that everybody is envisioning, right? When I'm thinking of music, I want to know that you sat with that album, right? We sat with that album for the longest time and was able to get to that point. I want a Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I don't want a Ye. Or this Yandhi shit. I don't want it, man. Take your fucking time. This just stuff is just boring to me. And these are all artists, right, that I grew up with, that I idolized and worship, just like anyone else. And it's boring now. It's something I don't care for. And I don't want to do that. Is it because I'm getting older? Quite possibly. But this sound isn't new. It hasn't been new for a while. And we have to get past it in order to preserve that. So then when you're in the club 10 years later, it's like, oh, this is my jam. Just like when you hear like Lil Jon songs in the club now, if you're like, older demographic. something that you're used to, something you're accustomed with, right? And that's just the way it fucking is right now. It's very unfortunate. But the bubble will burst. And let me tell you, when it bursts, it's gonna burst hard. There's already some rappers you don't even hear about. And they'll never admit it to. I haven't seen Rich Homie Quan come out with something big in a bit. You know, a lot of these guys that pioneer this sound are just on the wayside, and that's not even including drug use or anything else that happens in the business. So, just some food for thought, man. This is just from food for thought. This is JP of Demigod Collective. We're in the war room right here. That's where it's red. On my private channel, it gets blue. That's more positivity. Remember, a new music video coming out this evening. New single. Check it out. Follow my boys. Follow Demigod Collective on every media you know. Remember that forever in us we trust. Have a good day.